Ever notice how a name change can sometimes signal, like, a whole lot more than just a rebrand?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to dive into that today.
Yeah.
This is super interesting to me. Legal Gangsta TV, you know?
Uh,
They're becoming the Legal Gangsta Network. And, like, just saying the words, right?
right.
It's not just a fresh coat of paint. It feels like a whole...
It feels like a movement.
Yeah.
It feels bigger. Yeah.
So we've got this really fascinating look into that shift, that evolution, and what it says about where they're going as an organization.
It's a bold move, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you're going from a very specific visual medium, that TV audience, to something that's, by definition, broader, more interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where that word network is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, you know?
Yeah.
It implies a kind of reach and a support system that goes way beyond just tuning in for a show.
Exactly. And it makes you think about their founder, Shawn Lacey. She's also known as Ms. Officer.
Mm-hmm.
She was super clear, saying this is an evolution, not just an update.
Right, and that to me says, this has been in the works. This is a calculated expansion. This isn't just, oh, we're going to slap a new logo on and call it a day.
Yeah.
This is about something bigger.
Absolutely. And I love that we're calling it a deep dive because it really is. We're going beneath the surface. So
Yeah.
when you think back to their roots, they started with a really specific niche, right? Like legal education, criminal record expungement.
Right, so we're talking about literally clearing your record of past convictions.
Exactly. And delivering that information through television. It's
Yeah.
a powerful combination when you think about it.
Absolutely, and it speaks to their commitment right from the jump to making a tangible impact. Like, this wasn't just about entertainment. It was about, we see a need, we see a way to use this medium to reach people who need this information, and they went for it.
And now they're branching out even further, right? Podcasts, digital tools, that whole world.
Absolutely, and that, to me, shows that they understand that reaching people where they are is just as important as the information itself.
Right.
Because you might have the best information in the world, but if people can't access it, if it's not in a format that works for them, it's meaningless.
Right. And this line from them really struck me. They said, this wasn't just a TV show. It was a multi-platform, multi-dimensional network. Like,
Yeah.
they kind of outgrew their own name. It's pretty awesome when you think about it.
Right. It's huge, and it speaks to the potential they see, not just in their own content, but in the power of that collective energy. You know?
For sure. That word network is super powerful.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it suggests something much bigger than just consuming content, right? It implies connection, shared resources, a collective force working towards a common goal. Think about the rise of online support groups and forums for people navigating legal issues. It can be incredibly isolating, and connecting with others who've been in similar situations can be invaluable. They're building a community.
Exactly. And their mission statement, it really emphasizes this community aspect, right? Merging intellect with street wisdom to navigate the justice system and give real-world help where it's needed.
That phrase always gets me, intellect with street wisdom.
I know, right?
Because it acknowledges that lived experience holds a different kind of knowledge, a kind of expertise that can be just as valuable, if not more so in some cases, than formal education when it comes to navigating these systems.
Right. It's about acknowledging that you can't learn everything from a textbook.
Exactly.
And it's about amplifying voices that are often silenced or overlooked, you know?
Right.
And they explicitly say this. They want to be a voice to the voiceless, educate, empower, and elevate our community through every means available, no restrictions, no boundaries.
And that right there, that's where you see the vision. You know, that's the roadmap. It goes beyond just fighting legal battles. It's about equipping people with the knowledge and tools to advocate for themselves and their communities. And by doing that, they're not just changing individual lives, they're changing the system itself.
Right. And that's a really important point. They're addressing a systemic issue.
Exactly.
And this isn't just like a cosmetic change. This is a call to action. What part of their mission, this whole idea of a network, speaks to you the most?
It makes you think, what could you do? What could we all accomplish if we had that kind of access, that shared purpose, those resources at our fingertips? And I think that's a question worth sitting with.
For sure. And their founder credits a larger vision for this shift. It makes you wonder what seemingly small changes around us might actually signal something much bigger happening beneath the surface. And I think that's something really powerful for all of us to think about, especially as we, you know, look at our own lives, right?
Absolutely.
The organizations we support, even the brands we choose. Are there subtle shifts happening that maybe we're not even aware of yet? Something to keep in mind.
Yeah, it's about paying attention to those whispers before they become roars. because they're out there.
For sure. Really interesting stuff to consider.